thing we try to replicate is what the lab looks like for us in Beaverton, and we've got some massively talented designers that do a great job of creating solutions. But I think what's inspiring is we wanted to bring some of that work, whether it's in the early stages or finished product, to really show you guys what it looks like to create product and how inspiring it is. So, so what does it mean to take additive and put that lens on product creation and what we kind of bring to life? There's a couple examples here of things I want to show you guys. So these are some initial sketches from our design team at Beaverton. And one of the things I want you guys to look at first is this page. And a lot of times these guys start with a blank silhouette or just a piece of white paper. And when we think about these strong solutions, it's about adding, and it's about looking at these zones of the foot on where we're going to add more protection, where we're going to add more traction, where we're going to add more durability. So this is a great example here of just showing how we bring that to life, where you see the blue here, first point of contact in the heel or the forefoot where they spend a lot of their time at, and or the durability of the tip when they're moving side to side, really trying to add in that traction and that protection where you need it at. The analogy I talked to you guys about, just about the foundation of the house, this midsole, I think, really helps bring it to life. And this is the Trainer SC midsole that we'll talk about in a little bit. But this is like that slab. This is that foundation for us. So you can see on the bottom, there's a couple of things that come to life. You'll see what we call a delta node traction pattern. So we've talked about a little bit before, from the ground up. We've got the delta node protection, where we've talked about kind of in the heel and the forefoot. And then as you look at the forefoot, we've got a pivot point, a lot like what's in basketball. So when you're moving side to side and you're cutting, a lot of your weight's on your big toe. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right traction on that surface so that you can turn laterally left and right and nothing's holding you back. As you move into the midsole, like we talked about, Max Air in the heel, we've got that nice Phylon midsole that gives you wrap and protection where you need it. And as you move into the upper, we've got the durability cues on where we add material in the tip and the heel, and where we've brought in fly wire in the heel and the forefoot to give you that really nice lockdown as you move and train in the product. So this is the Trainer SC Low that we're really excited about. I'll talk through some of the colorways at the end before we exit the room, but this is one of our new hot models that's coming out in the next few months. And then the second model I wanted to talk to you guys about is the Edge Trainer. That is actually already out in the marketplace right now. For those of you who have been fans of training, this has actually been one of the longest running models in our line, and it's kind of a staple of consistency for us. And when we look at a model like this, it's all about refining. We're just trying to tinker with it a little bit every time to refine it and make it better, so that we take something that consumers love and just move them through and keep them going. So I'll take you guys through the Edge. I think the first thing that you're going to notice between the SC and the Edge is, number one, it should be the materials that we choose. So we're putting a lot more mesh in this, so it's going to take weight out of the shoe, and it's going to make it more breathable. And there's a lot of athletes, guys that are running on treadmill, or they're getting out in the field, and they're getting after it, and they want something that is still really supportive and comfortable, but they don't want anything that's too heavy. So we've really tried to take some of that material out of there and make this thing even lighter than where we've been in the past. And as you move to the bottom, there's a lot of consistencies on just where we're placing the rubber at, where we're placing the pivot point at. We're not trying to change too much here, so there's a lot of consistencies on the strong side of things, on where we place it at and the traction that we're using. The one big difference on this is our only model in the line that's Nike Plus enabled. And for those of you who have experienced Plus before, that's just a unique and Nike experience that allows you to track your distance as you run, monitor your calories, and just keep a log on how you're improving when you're running. So this is a model because it's been voted on by our consumer that they cherish that and covet that type of experience. We've added Nike Plus into this. And then as you look at the upper, or the midsole, we've added Max Air in there for comfort. Really focused to make sure you have that wide base with the outrigger and the lip. And then as you move into the upper, it's all about adding where you need it. So your foot's asymmetrical. We've added in an underlay in the tip here to really enhance that durability and that protection element. And then as you move into the forefoot, we've got a fit frame to keep you locked down, and in the heel. So immediately a consumer, an athlete comes in, they need to see those icons and where we're really placing an emphasis on comfort, support, and durability. So these are the two models we have coming out. One thing I want to leave you guys with is you kind of look at the colors here. Some of these colorways are out right now. We've got the rest of them coming in, kind of the back to school this summer and fall, and as we move into holiday. One change that we made is as the weather gets more inclement and athletes are commuting from school to the workout, or they might be training outside, we've packaged this product up where it's got more of a storm treatment. So we've closed up the mesh to keep the elements out, and we've added a fleece lining there so it keeps the athlete warm if they're training outside and inside. It's not going to be too hot. It's not going to be like a jacket for your foot, but it's going to keep the elements out. So making sure that we're just listening to the voice of the athlete and following them through the year. We've got a storm package that we're going to bring into the Edge. And then in the SC, we've worked with Bo Jackson on this directly, and if you look at some of the mid colorways that we've had come out into the low, everything usually builds off of his preferences and what he sees and where he's from. So we've tried to tell a story with a white and black to tie in directly to his time with the Raiders. The black and white takes inspiration from him winning the Heisman and his black and white suit that he wore as he won it in 1985, one of the closest Heisman votes ever, to his time at Auburn, or just really wearable colorways that Bo really liked as he's training, or he sees what kids out there are wearing now. So this is our Trainer SC Low. The one thing you guys might have noticed is Manny Pacquiao had a pretty massive fight in March that he won. And as we were working with Manny, two things that he really liked was just the boot and the training shoes. So we've already leaked that out there, and that kind of takes care of the strong side of things. So let's go ahead and move into the next